Hi everyone. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've done a video, so I thought I'd put a new one together with all my new kit. But this one slightly different. This is an absolute begging for Patreons. Now this is not aimed at all my. I've got about nearly 100 patrons, and they are absolutely fantastic. And to be honest, I would have given this up a while ago if it hadn't have been for them. But as you're probably aware, the Kickstarter, I shipped all the Kickstarter cases a few months back. Still got four. Still got 4 cases. But I'm going to start emailing and phoning them and that kind of thing, or I'm going to refund them if I can't find out who their address is, that kind of thing. I'm just going to refund them, unless they come back to my emails, then we're all good. But obviously, so the Kickstarter project's come to an end, but I still have quite a lot of plastics. I mean, I shipped in the end 750 cases, which is a great number. And I still have about 500 sets of plastics. Now, of course, the issue with this is that, well, obviously because of coronavirus has made this even worse. I have an office, which was fine while I was doing the cases because I budgeted for about a year's worth of usage. And of course, now we're going past there. Now, people are buying cases in, not huge numbers obviously, but reasonable numbers, to be fair. I originally and I apologise for this because it sounded like, oh, buy them now quick, but I thought I had a couple of weeks ago, I thought I had about 20 left, and it turns out I had about 40 odd, which was really good. And I had enough cardboard packaging, the colour boxes, to make about 50, up to about 50. Anyway, the numbers kind of mean nothing really, to be fair, because I've been selling them. I did run out. I've got colour boxes for, I think it's about another 35 that I haven't shipped. 40. No, I'll tell you, I got 26. Well, originally when I shipped the last batch out last Tuesday, I had about 12 left who were up-to-date orders. But that's gone up to 27 now, so people are buying the cases still. So I'm in this absolute horrendous position that the office is not overly expensive. It's about £500 a month, so it's not ridiculous. But it's an expense that, don't forget, this is not my day job. So it's an expense that I have to kind of weigh up. So especially for the next 6 months, it's kind of, do I get rid of it? Do I put the boxes in the garage and come back and do another batch in 2 years time, 3 years time or something, do another massive batch? Or do I potentially carry on, sell these cases and other things I'm working on, which I'm going to talk about one. But the key thing is the cost of the rent. It's the thing that gives, not going to give me sleepless nights, but it's the thing that makes me pause for thought. So I have about 80 odd patrons, 86 patrons at the moment. They bring in just under £200 a month, so it's a good contribution. But what I really would be good is, and there's a good reason for this, because I'm going to talk about stuff, and I'm not going to talk about some stuff as well. If I can get 300 patrons, say fine, yeah, because some are paying quite a lot. You, Nathan, you're paying too much. But some of you are paying, because I did this $5 one. But what I would really, really like, and would make my life a lot easier. Now, I've got 2,500 people. I don't want 2,500 of these, but if say 300, 400 people did only $1. I don't want anything more than $1. I know some of you are really generous, and you think, oh, I'll put 5. No, I'll make up for others. No. It's more of a token thing. $1. Because I mean, look, all the people that got cases. If you think about it, right? I know some people are going to say, well, you're just taking the piss now. I paid for the case. Why do I want to keep paying you for it? And I get that. I totally understand it. But you don't know what I'm working on. So if I can get just over the 5, or say 5, if I can get £500 coming in, then that's going to cover the rent on the office. And that's the only expense that gives me pause for thought. And so the existing patrons have been absolutely fantastic. They've also helped fund some other stuff. But so here's the arm twisting bit. Now, in a minute, I'm going to tell you about keyboards. I always wanted to do keyboards for the 1500 case. I've always have done, and I'm been in touch with a Chinese supplier. I've got a design from Renee Cousins for keycaps, which you may have seen me test with WASD keyboards, and they look great. But I've got a Chinese manufacturer lined up now that's going to supply me with keycaps and keyboards and mice, so I can supply everything in the Amiga style. Now, this is not interfering with other people making keycaps, because they're making specific keycaps for specific cases, Amiga cases, and so on. So Philippe kind of knows I'm going to have to do this eventually. So it's nothing against those guys, because they're doing something completely different. Now mine are cherry keycaps. Anyway, let's get back on the Patreon. Right. So in a couple of months, I'm going to start talking on Patreon only about a new project. It has a bearing on the Amiga community, but it's not limited to the Amiga community. It's very much retro computer inspired. I'm not going to tell you anything about it here. I'm working with Paul Kitchen, and the plan is that the people in my Patreon account, people who are actually paying $1, I just want $1. I don't want any more now. I don't want to be overly generous. And if I do get a lot coming in, maybe the others ramp down a bit. But then I'm going to be having discussion in that community, because it's a separate product from the 1500. This is something completely new. And the reason for doing this is it's going to hopefully be enough money coming in to cover the costs of my office, which will really help out. But B, I want your feedback. I'm going to nick all your good ideas. I am absolutely have no problem with that. So I'm going to come forward like I did last time with this the 1500 case project. I'm going to come forward with my designs, and what we're going to have then is feedback, and it's going to be an awful lot. I mean, I did the same kind of thing with the colours on the existing case. Which colour, and the colour was decided by poll. So there's going to be an awful lot of that, and you'll understand with the next project, because it needs feedback. I mean, it really, really needs feedback, because I don't know everything about the subject. So, right. So that's the deal. It's a complete and utter blackmail. I don't think it's unreasonable, because the one thing I will do is up to 10% of the value of your future orders. I will, whatever you've paid into Patreon, I'll take it off. Okay, so you get your money back if you order, and if not, you get the benefit of helping this product come to life. So, right, what is this next project? I have to look over here now, because I've got screens. I'm sick of Windows. And I've moved back to the Mac, because I used to have, I've had this for years, and I know I'm an Amiga fan, I know, but I can't buy an Amiga that I can do all the virtual machine and all that kind of thing. But so I've had this for years and absolutely love it. And I bought myself a Mac Pro, an old one, really old. It's a classic. It's 10 years old. It's 2009, and it's amazing. And I've supercharged it. I've got 12 cores and 24 threads. It's just absolutely wonderful. So. And I've moved also from XSplit Broadcaster over to OBS, and so I'm moving over completely to Mac for most, except for my day job, because I still have to do a lot of stuff in Windows. But yeah, so there's been certain kit now. Having the money from Patreon people and the money from the cases and so on has helped me buy the kit. Like for example, my camera. I mean, hopefully you could notice that the video quality. I mean, these. I like the lights. It's the little things that make me happy. Purple, yeah. Let's say about that gun. Oh my god, that's horrible, isn't it? Right. So it would be great if you was a Patreon backer. But of course, if you want to know about the new project, now the deal's going to be, it's going to be a matter of trust. Now I know someone's going to run off and tell everyone about what the project is, and I don't have a problem with that, but the trouble is when it gets into the outside world, and it kind of opens a can of worms, and then you can't concentrate. So the idea is to have a few hundred hopefully, but a tight little community helps me with the design, and it is going to end up in a Kickstarter again because there's plastics involved. I'm not going to tell you any more about it here. It's all that news is going to be on Patreon. So go to Patreon. I'll put a link in here in the description. Click no more than £1. Just put $1. Sorry, do $1 a month. I mean, what's that? £10 a year. But it will help out no end if I get enough people doing it. Right. So what's the now? This is the thing. This is the thing that's not technically as interesting, but. Let me put the picture up on the screen. Let me put this one. Okay, so what you can see here is a keyboard. Now, I'll show you a bit more in a minute, but I've chosen the keyboard. Now, the idea is that if I order these in enough numbers, I mean, they come in black, all right, but the great thing is, if I go down the got to find the image, bear with me. Right, let me put this out. I need to should have done right. So, brown switches, okay? Now I've chosen brown switches. Please don't say to me, oh, but I want blue, I want red, I want orange, I want green. No, I have to pick one switch because I've got to make hundreds, and I have to make the same switch. Now, from feedback I'd had in the past, I like reds. A lot of people said they like browns. Blues are just clickety, clickety, clickety. A little bit too bloody clickety for me. I do like reds, but I found that these are actually, I'll show you in a minute on the bigger screen. But you can see these are, now these are not cherry. It's very important to understand. These are not cherry switches because you're never going to do it in the cost, okay? You know, it's stupid. Right. What I'm not trying to do, I'm not trying to create the ultimate keyboard for the Amiga. What I'm trying to create is a greater keyboard for the Amiga that has the keycaps, etc., and it looks the part when you're running it on via USB. So there'll be no putting in Amiga. You can't put these keycaps on an Amiga keyboard. So I'm sorry, because I don't think you're going to see this because it's not going to focus on this, but it's cherry keys. Okay, they're cherry keycaps, so there's no way you can put these on Amigas. But it's meant to be USB, and you can plug them into Amiga, and you can still use them on, you know, for the. I mean, I use like this one over here. Yeah, this one you've probably seen that one. That was my one, but those keys came from WASD mechanical keyboard. The problem with it was the keyboard's really cheap, it's like 25-30 quid. But the keycaps cost me like 75-80 quid by the time I paid for them and shipped them in. So that was ridiculous. So what I'm trying to do is reduce the cost, etc. Now, you are going to be able to buy them. Now these are the sets. Okay, so let's put the next picture up. Here you go. These are the keycap sets. Okay, they come like this. Okay, they also come in white. And they also come in black, okay? And the idea is they will have this design. Now, this was done by Renee. Now, these actually have, if you've looked on the site and you've had a look at these keycaps, they've got a couple of comical mistakes, and I've already pointed it out. They spelt help, capital H, E, L, capital P. I mean, come on, it's just what? and there's a number of minor little issues, and the sizing's a little bit off, but basically they're really nice. Okay, they're the same quality ABS as, now they're not double shot and they're not see-through, okay, none of that, but they are great little keycaps and the kind of thing you would get, you know, from WASD keyboards. The only thing is they're going to be cheaper. Not cheaper. Now, I haven't completely set the price. Now, the reason I mention this is because what there's another part of this is obviously, let me go full screen. Bear with me a second. There you go. Right. So, yeah. Now these ain't the Amiga keycaps, right? But just to show you the keyboard. So you can see it's a nice little keyboard actually, and I'm actually going to use the mechanical. Anyway, so with a USB cable, nice long cable. You know, the bag's got the nice flippy up legs. It's not, you know, it's not the most amazing keyboard in the world, but it is a nice quality little keyboard. Okay, and it's got lovely key switches. They really are nice, these. Okay, they really are nice, as opposed to these, which are too clicky. For me anyway, they're too clicky, and I've been hunting around. So I've got this supplier. They're going to make the keycaps. They're going to make the keyboards, but you don't have to buy. Oh, the other thing is, this keyboard, as it turned out, does this. It's RGB. Now, bear in mind, you don't have to set it. There's a load of settings. You can change the colours, but you can see them all changing. It's a nice RGB keyboard. It just happened. It wasn't actually part of the thing. I liked the idea potentially of it having colours. But it'll go through single colours, all of them, but it'll do all kinds of weird stuff, right? Which I'm not going to show you. But I left like that so you can see all the different colours, and so you can see the colours as they change. See, so that's the keyboard's going to come now. The great thing about this is, if I get the numbers up, right? The blacks are not a problem. Okay, I do black keyboards, fine. Keyboard caps, right? So, if you want a black keyboard, it's just one cap set, right? If you want to do the classic look, you know, the two colours, I have to basically give you two sets, okay? And then you take the bits you want and you mix them, okay? And actually, this colour is actually quite nice. So you just use one. So technically, you've got two. Well, it's not technically. You will have two complete sets, okay? So the classic look is more expensive. The plan is, you know what plans are like, yeah? Plans. Plan is the standard one, full set for £29. Okay. The other one, £39. Okay, so I'm kind of subsidising one with the other kind of thing, but that's because there's two sets, and they got to come from China, etc., etc. Now, that's the price I'm going for them. Now, the good thing is, they are also going to come with other keys. Now, they're also going to potentially, well, they're going to come with, don't know if you can see that, Raspberry Pi icons. The idea is that you can plug them into a Raspberry Pi, and they're going to come with little Linux caps as well. So, the sets are going to come with, and obviously with Amiga caps as well, but as you hopefully would have noticed, it's got the Amiga cap, Amigas on. You will also notice that they kind of messed up. They're both solid. They said they had a problem. They're having problems with the other one, but I've told them that they're going to fix it because it's hollow. One of them's hollow. So they're the keycaps. I'm going to need numbers now. Just like I did before, I may put an actual system in place, but I need to know numbers. So I'm going to put a poll on my Facebook group. In fact, I'll probably also put one on the page. Well, the page and numbers aren't very high yet, so I'll put it on the Facebook group. If to say that you want a keycap set, or you want a keyboard with a keycap, because obviously what I'll probably do initially is, especially if the numbers are low, that we will ship the keyboard with the caps set together yeah, but you have to put the keycaps on. If the numbers are quite high, then they can put them on. So I'm looking at the thing. They can put them on at the factory and send them complete. Now, if they do that, you're then, well, they might put the rest in the bag actually. Now come to think of it, because there's a load more keycaps left over. Because when you get it, you get the full set. Because they just bang print a set out and it's done. So the prices. So I'm going to put it on my Facebook group. There's going to be a poll. Then probably over the weekend sometime. And hopefully going to get the numbers, because it's just not worth it unless I get in reasonable numbers. I'm sure you can appreciate that. If you do the poll, just say that which one you want, so I can get an idea, and then I'll probably open up a pre-order. I don't know if I'll do a pre-order yet. And see what the numbers are, but I need to get a big batch to order a big batch, and then I'll probably double the size of the batch and then bring a load more in. So, excuse me. Yeah, so I'll need to know numbers, what people want. You don't have to buy the keyboard, okay? You can just buy the keycaps. Remember, cherry, okay? Cherry compatible, cherry clones, but the cherry ones. So they've got the little cross, okay? It's very important that you understand that. Apart from that, that's it really. I'll probably come back with some more information. And as I said, if the numbers, if I end up if I end up getting the numbers to keep the office going, then the next project is a dead cert, okay, because I can continue doing it. If I'm having to pay for the office out of my day job, I'm going to get rid of the office, and then that will obviously jeopardize. So I know it sounds like blackmail. It's not. It's reality. I have to cover these costs, okay. So, and yes, people say, oh, didn't make loads of money out of the cases. I made a bit of money. I did. No, I didn't make a fortune, but I did make a bit of money out of it, and I appreciate it. But I didn't make as much as necessarily you might think. But it did okay. But I'd rather, you know, keep hold of that and not waste it spending £500 every month in an office that I might not need. So yeah. So now the other thing, I suppose, if you can do, I mean, what I would recommend is probably just jump in there, put $1 a month. Don't do more than $1. Put $1 a month. Do it for 6 months. If I don't do any, if nothing happens, you've lost a £5. Can't even buy me a beer for that. So, but if enough people do, I'm hoping hundreds will do it, because there's an awful lot of people. 750 cases sold. I mean, basically, if half the people who bought a case, it's about 600 people bought them, but if half the people bought a case, did $1 a month, that would probably be enough for me to, you know, sort this out. But there's a couple of thousand in my Facebook group, and I've got 4,000 subscribers, so I'm hoping I can get that up just to cover the cost of the office. So, oh yeah, I think I will later on. I'm going to start putting names of patrons at the back of these videos. I'm going to start off with obviously the people who. I've got a big list of the people who my existing patrons. They're going to go on the first couple. And then after that, I'll start tacking on other people. But yeah, so if you've already been backing me, I really appreciate it. For people who bought cases, thanks very much, because that helps even more. My Kickstarter backers, hopefully you're happy. I'm sure you are. I've not had any complaints. Those of you that didn't put your details in, so I can't ship your case. It's only 4. I had a couple of returns as well. That's it really. Not much else to say really, apart from I'm going to start trying to do more videos. I've not been doing enough videos. I'll try and get a few more videos done, but that's it really. I'll speak to you soon, and again, thanks very much. See you later. And this is the bit where I try to go away stylishly.